guys, and welcome to a new HTML tutorial. So today we're gonna write our first code. Pretty awesome, right? So but before we actually go into the coding itself, we have to discuss a few things. First of all, HTML can be written in any text editor, such as Notepad. What you gotta do is open up a Notepad, write your HTML, and save it as .html file. Just run it. However, there's some fallbacks on it, but we're gonna talk about right now, such as once you write the code in Notepad, you save it, you have to reopen it in the browser and see if there are any mistakes. However, remember, if you make a mistake, it won't show in the Notepad. It can be really annoying and frustrating if you have a huge chunk of code in the Notepad. So no one uses Notepad. However, I'm using, as you can see, Dreamweaver, which is pretty awesome. I'm gonna post a link in the description down below. However, it's not free. No, it's not free. However, this is for educational purposes, I think, so it won't mind that much. So if you don't have Dreamweaver, please download it, and I'll show you why in just a second. I'm using CC version. You can have CS5, CX6, CS6, whatever, doesn't mind. It applies to everyone, every piece of software. So download it and come back to this video. So if you have Dreamweaver, click on File and click on New. In the New Document section, you have document types such as HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP. You can create a lot of document types in Dreamweaver. You don't have to download various softwares to do that. You can just make them all here. We've got starter templates, bootstrap templates such as agency, commerce, portfolios. I opened up a portfolio. Then, oh, son of a, really? I don't know why this is happening. Never mind. So we've got templates here with responsive starters. And we've got site templates, which are not shown here, but they will be shown once you create an actual template. So click on the new document, click on HTML. See this little part here says title. Let's write here, and well, I'll just leave it blank. I'm gonna explain you why the title here is for. Also, you have the document type. Various ones use HTML files by default because it's the latest one, and attach CSS. You can attach style sheets to your HTML straight away. This is the framework, this is the bootstrap, this is actually none, this is the bootstrap. So click on none, leave the title empty, we'll come back to it later, and click create. So this is your workspace. Let's just explain a few things. First of all, I'm gonna come back to this later. On the right side, you have the files, where you can find the files. Insert. Now in HTML, you see form templates, jQuery, UI, mobile. You have things that you can just click and drag to your code. We're not gonna use that. We're not. What is this for? You can just, I don't know, I want an image. Instead of writing the entire thing, I'm just gonna click an image, drag it, post a link in it. Pretty cool. Hyperlink, drag it, that's it. Header, navigation, article, sections, footer, see description, email links, videos, canvas, edge animate composition, audio, flash, plugins. Every single thing that you want, you can insert here. Pretty cool, huh? Assets, this is DOM section, DOM. This is this part of here. Snippets. Snippets are just pieces of code that you can use. So you have CSS effects such as, see, blur out text using CSS, create rounded corners, inner box, shadow, or in let's see, what we have, JavaScript. Let's see, sort, bubble sort, or images, random image, simple preload, slideshow, which is pretty cool. You just click that piece of code and just drag it here. See? And you have CSS Designer, which is to create or add CSS. Under here you have DOM. I call it DOM. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know, whatever. What is it? It's your structure of HTML. Now this is the code, but this is the structure. See, click on the head. See how the head is stacked up. Click on it. You have meta char set as UTF-8. That's for characters insertion in this. Though I think it's not recognizing some characters. It's standardized. And you have the title. What the title? You remember that we left it blank in that pop-up window? I'm gonna tell you why, and why it named untitled. Click on the head, stacks back up, and the body is empty. Body, it's pretty cool that it highlights. Once you click on the head, it highlights the entire head code, highlights the entire title code, which is pretty cool. So let's do this. Every HTML document needs to start with these angle brackets. They're tags, and everything inside of the tags are elements. Every HTML document, HTML actually, needs to begin with exclamation mark doc type HTML. You're telling the program that your document type is HTML. Simple enough, just as it would be for CSS and any other. Let's just delete these. So you remember, you see how this vanished. So every HTML document needs to begin and end with HTML. So right angle bracket HTML. There, close it. Just give a few lines. Open it up, and once you hit that slash key, which is for Windows users Shift and 7, it automatically writes the last piece of code opened. Skip a line, click tab. Now, HTML document is consistent from head and the body. Head contains all the non-visual parts. Body contains everything that you put on the website, which is pretty cool. So what we need to do is click on this, open an angle bracket, write head, and close it. Skip a line, probably two, angle bracket slash automatically writes head. And next thing we're gonna do is add a body. A body is for everything that you put on your website. Skip that there. Why do we need head and a body? Remember the title that I talked to you about? This program here creates automatically untitled document. That's the title of the document. But in Notepad or any other, I think it's also in the previous versions of this, you wouldn't have a title. What you would have is, once you create your HTML and you save it as something.html, once you run it in the tab up, remember the tabs, it won't say a name. It will say a file path to that document, such as, I don't know, this one. So it won't say any name. It will say this, a link to your document on your computer, which is not nice to have. So we need titles. Where to write titles? In the head section. So click on the tab so you can move it. I use this because it separates pieces of code, and that's actually more visible and viewable. So open up an angle bracket and write title. In the title section, what we're going to write is our website name. So just write new website and angle bracket, close the title. Every time you run this, instead of having on the tab your file path, it's going to say new title. Today we're not going to do much. We're just going to write just simple sentence on our website. Remember why I talked to you about these two? This is the code, and it's just the code. But once you click split, you have design here, but you have the code here. So everything you write here is going to be displayed here, which is pretty cool. For now, we're just gonna write one sentence, just as that. So open up an angle bracket, click on the letter P, and close the angle bracket. P stands for paragraph. It's where you write your text. So let's see. What we're gonna write on the P. This is my creation of new HTML doc, and close the paragraph. Which is pretty cool. See, on slab split. Yeah, it's good. It writes. See, it's a class, so on and so on. Paragraph is used to create a text files on your HTML. So use paragraph to add any sort of text to your site. And this is how we're gonna finish this tutorial and wrap it up. So, like I've said, every document needs this type with exclamation mark, doc type. Remember, brackets. They're tags. Inside of the tags are elements. You need to have those. Every tag needs to open and close. Now HTML starts with exclamation mark, doc type HTML, telling the program that your document type is HTML and not something else. You start HTML by opening HTML and closing it with a slash and the same word. Document is created out of two things, head and the body. Head contains all the non-visual parts, body contains all the visual parts. In the head you can write every sort of thing. You can define some things such as CSS classes. Why? Because it won't be shown on your website, but it will be applied to the body. However, we just wrote a title which is new website. Pretty simple.